Kit Kats can read. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be talking with you about a really awesome book that I finished recently. This is going to be a book talk, so the first half is going to be non-spoiler, the second half is going to go through every single finely detail that happened in the book, and I will let you know when that section happens. But the book that we are talking about today is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Now this is obviously, it's a standalone and it's another one of her books, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to read it. I was really excited when I actually purchased this book, like last year whenever I got it, and I was like, wow, I love Damien Rogers' Epic Detour, I want to read more of her books, and it's just, I've only just started reading it. And I don't know why it took me so long to get through it, because it was bloody brilliant. It was bloody brilliant. So if you guys don't know what this story is about, we have the main girl character called Emily, and she has a best friend called Sloane, and Sloane disappears one day, and all she leaves Emily with is this list of things to do, and Emily feels like if she does these things on this list, then it will lead her towards Sloane, and then she could bring her back. And, you know, this list could mean that they could meet again. And so Emily embarks upon this wonderful adventure among other characters in order to complete this list. And the things that are on this list aren't really the sort of normal things. They are definitely out of your comfort zone sort of parts of the list, like kissing a stranger, skinny dipping, that sort of thing. Things that I would be like, oh my god, I would never ever do that. But it's definitely things in this list that will change Emily, whether for good or for worse. Obviously that's what we find out throughout the book, and just I really enjoyed that aspect to it. I liked the fact that it's adventurous, that it's just really fun in that sort of sense, that it got her out of the house, it got her to do these things. Made me wish that I had friends that I could do this with, but I don't think anybody would be that crazy enough to do it with me around here, especially because old people live near me. Like, I don't really have any friends that live near me. So yeah, like, it was just really fun in that sort of aspect, and I enjoyed all the characters. I really liked the main character, Emily. Sloane, she kind of reminds me of Margot from Paper Towns, like just sort of that rebellious type. And then we've got Frank, who's like this guy, and like he's awesome, but he has a girlfriend, so it's just like, really, Frank, really? But you know what, all in all, guys, I really enjoyed the story. I love how it was written, I love how it was structured. I loved every single bit about it. And in honesty, when I got to the end of the book, I really wished that there was a sequel or something where we can find out what happens next, because I adored the book so much that, you know, when you love books so much, so you're like, oh, I wish that there was a sequel, just so that we can have more from the story. That's all that I could simply wish. And in a nutshell, guys, I gave this book 5 out of 5 Kit Kats. So I just recommend it to everybody. Can't wait to read more of her books. I've got The Unexpected Everything to read by her, and I feel like I've got another one to read by her, but I loved it. And if you guys have got this on your shelves and you haven't read yet, or if you've seen it in a shop and you just haven't picked it up, I honestly suggest that you do. It's just really good. Probably the perfect sort of book to read in the summertime or when the summer is out, because like it is quite summery on the cover, and it's kind of based sort of in that sort of summery time in the book, so it's probably the best time to read it. But honestly, you can read it anytime. I mean, I'm reading it, well, I read it in sort of like the coldness, but the sun is shining today, so you know, there's no time limit of when you can read these sort of books. But obviously, you know, when you read like Christmassy books, they have more effect around Christmas, and Halloween books around Halloween. It's just sort of that theme that just makes the book a bit better, a bit more magical. So I definitely suggest that you like pick this book up and give it a read. It's so good, it's so fun, and it will honestly make you smile. It's really cute in that sort of way. So guys, that is the end of my non-spoilery section. I'm now going to go on to the spoilers. So goodbye to you all that haven't read it and don't want to be spoiled, and hello to people that have read it and want to talk all the juiciness. So the first thing that pretty much happens in the book is Beckett causing trouble on a climbing frame in this sort of like adventure playground indoor thing, and Emily is just like, oh my god, how embarrassing. And this is where we first meet the character Frank. And then this is also where Emily gets the list from Sloane, and she's just sort of like, okay, this list, I guess I could like do it. So the first thing that Emily tries to do is she tries going to the orchard, however her car ends up cutting out, which is just pretty bad timing because then Frank comes along and he saves her and he helps to get petrol, and it's just adorable. So then Emily goes back to the orchard and picks an apple, as that was like one of the things to do on the list. Next thing on the list is Emily going to the ice cream shop and asking for Mona, and this is where she gets her job, like her first job at this ice cream parlour, which she was meant to get with Sloane, but obviously Sloane's not around, and you know, this way Sloane has helped her get a job. We next find out exactly how Emily and Sloane meet, and this is just by Emily helping Sloane break into her own house so that she can get some stuff for her hair. So then this is where Emily starts to run with Frank, because she is a runner, she is quite fit in that sort of sense, and Frank sort of wants to start running. Now I don't know, in my opinion, if this was just some sort of secret way of Frank getting to know Emily more. Like, even though he has a girlfriend, it was quite a long distance relationship between Frank and his girlfriend, and they weren't really like speaking anymore, talking anymore, and obviously he's feeling neglected, but maybe Emily is sort of like the release that he needs, and he was just feeling that. So whether it was an excuse to run with her, I just think that's pretty cute. And then there's an awkward moment between Emily and Frank's parents, because she ends up witnessing that Frank's parents are having an argument, and Frank obviously didn't want Emily to see that, so Emily goes home and is like, I'll just go, don't worry about it. So the next task Emily tries to do is hugging a Jamie, and she tries to do it through like the delivery of pizza, and she had the perfect person that was going to be delivered to, but she chickened out at the very last minute and she didn't hug that Jamie. So instead she embarks on hugging the Jamie that is in the shop that Frank speaks to. And then Emily shows the list to Frank so he gets to see this list and help her out with it. So Emily uses Frank as a part of the task to share dark secrets with. Emily tries to do another task, which is to ride a horse, but she bails out at the very last minute. Then we have the living room sofa theatre, which I thought was a really funny scene, and it's just great how we got to see Emily and Frank getting really close and to the moment where they could possibly kiss, but then they don't, and that's the first moment where we're just sort of like, ooh, what is going to happen next now? So then Emily, Frank and Dawn go to Frank's house. Collins is there, and this is where he has the stranger that Emily has to kiss. Emily then buys a black dress that she chickened out with before, and she ends up getting her hair cut. So already she's changing her appearance, she's getting more confident, and this is great for us to see. Beckett is then let down by their dad, and so in order to cheer him up, Emily takes him to the indoor play area to make him feel a lot better. Collins and Frank then have this Battle of the Beatles song where they just sort of like say all the Beatles songs like just in normal conversation until the last person like hesitates and fails, and it's just like this weird game that they have. Emily and Beckett sleep under the stars in sleeping bags, so again that's another thing ticked off the list. And the next thing is Emily goes to the bar with her fake ID as Penelope, and that is just like a weird thing and scary thing to do. Even I would be pretty scared to do that. So next of all, Emily goes to collect Frank's girlfriend for Frank's birthday. However, Frank's girlfriend bails as soon as Emily is like halfway on her way to driving there, which I got really annoyed at actually. I was just like, how could she do that to Emily for driving that far, only for her to cancel and drive all the way back. So Emily joins the party, she gets a little bit tipsy and has a bit of fun. Emily then tells Gideon that she is sorry. Frank then takes Emily home. Emily then gives Frank his birthday present, which was a really hard to get present from eBay, and I believe it was a CD. So then Frank walks her to a door and sees her inside. So then Emily finally does the task of riding a horse, so she goes to ride a small horse. Dawn then sneaks Emily into a wedding party in order for her to tick off the next thing off the list, which is to dance until dawn. And then the whole group goes skinny dipping, which was the next scary task to do. And then they all sleep in sleeping bags at Frank's house. Collins spots Emily leaving Frank's sleeping bag because he asked Emily if he would like sleep next to her, like in the same sleeping bag, but like not without clothes or anything, just sleeping together as friends. This is where Emily finally admits that she has a crush on Frank, and so she tries to avoid him because she doesn't want to cause any problems between him and his girlfriend. So Emily then goes to a gathering which is at Sloane's house, and everybody is there, including Frank's parents and all that. Emily takes a disposable camera from Sloane's room. Emily and Frank finally kiss, but Frank walks away realising that it is the wrong thing to do. Emily then admits to Collins and Dawn, who are now a couple by the way, because they started going out because Emily was like, why don't you two just like go for it? And they are together, so Emily has to admit the truth to them. She doesn't want to hide it anymore, and so they no longer want to talk to Emily because they know that Frank has a girlfriend. Frank then comes back from visiting his girlfriend, the very long distance away, but Emily tells him she doesn't want to hear it at all. She knows what he's going to say, and she leaves it at that. Emily then discovers where Sloane is hiding. And so Emily and Frank embark upon this road trip to find Sloane. Frank then tells Emily that he actually broke up with his girlfriend, and that is what he was going to tell her that evening. So Emily and Frank actually do find Sloane, and they manage to stay over, and it's such a nice sort of reminiscent feeling that they all find each other, and it's like all happy moment, and it's just like So then Emily gives Sloane a list of things that she has to do, which is great. It's all turned around. Emily's giving Sloane a list, and I just think this is fun and just really interesting for Sloane to do. So Emily and Frank start going home, however Frank turns off at this different place, and Emily's like, where are you going? And he pulls off there, and he is just sort of like, you're the person that I want to be with. And so they end up kissing, and that's pretty much how the book ends, just with those two finally getting together, which is obviously what we all wanted to see. And it's just sort of nice to see how the romance went throughout the book. Even though Frank was with his girlfriend, I could see that there was something that was going to happen. I could see there was this connection. I could see that nothing was happening between Frank and his girlfriend, like being away, and you could see that they were fading away, and how they both mutually were like, yeah, you know what, like it's not working, and that sort of thing. You could see it. I mean, for Frank's girlfriend to not want to go to Frank's birthday party, that's just sort of like a thing. You can tell that it's just going to be one of those things that she would probably end up breaking up with him on his actual birthday, which she didn't want to do, and that is why she didn't want to go. She actually admitted that as well. So all in all, guys, I just absolutely flippin' enjoyed this book. That's everything that happened in this book in note form, that like pretty much major happened to my mind. So if there's any details I did forget, I'm really sorry, and do let me know down in the comments below. But let me know like what you thought about it. I hope this sort of detail part will help you in order for you to, you don't have to reread the book, just watch this spoilery section and everything that happened, and then you can actually, like, you don't have to reread it. But if someone was like, oh, like, you remember since you've been gone? Oh my god, guys, it's been like 5 years since I read it. I don't remember, like, the second half of the book. Then at least, you know, you can dive into this, and this will help you. And this is why I'm doing this sort of video. It's sort of like a book talk, as well as sort of like talking about everything that happened in the book. As a reminder, it's going to help myself as well, so that I can go back to this video and be like, yep, I remember everything that happened in that book. Just sort of saves the time of rereading a book, especially when I've got a TBR pile of over 1,000 books. So that's all for this review and book talk. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it down below. Thank you very much for watching it. Give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. And I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!